Yeah, of course.
We have another color.
So next year,
With Chinese food.
with Chinese food. But we don't have to make Chinese food.
Chinese food plus jollof rice.
Oh yeah. Now we're good.
Do a share lunch. Share lunch.
From your mom.
How do we
So when you send it to your mom, what did she say?
Very easy.
Is it? When you send it to your mom, what did she say?
Go to. I don't know where that's from.
Wait, you said?
Yeah, it took the picture and said my mom is curious about Nigerian food. I need to send this to you.
No, my mom's like, is that really Nigerian food? I'm like, no. The dumplings, everything. Wait, I didn't try the cake.
Why? I made a 4x4 matrix with that cake and you didn't try it. You know how long it took me to have that design?
Wait.
No, it's not right now.
Welcome to live. You just want to have the fun of life. You don't want to go through the hard work. Karen, you just want to have fun in life. You don't want to go through the hard work of life. That's not possible.
Oh my god.
Alright, let's go on. Let's go on. Nakita, what did your family say about the Nigerian food?
Oh, they say like it is spicy, like really, really spicy, and then I say like, oh, Miss Daniel say that it's not spicy at all.
It's not spicy for Nigerian level.
Yeah, and then my mom said, right now, I got home, my mom is like,
So cold that you guys still eat ice.
it wasn't cold last night. It's not.
You know, I was gonna sleep last night and I checked and it was 18 degrees. I'm like, what?
It was.
And I look at the morning weather, it will be like 14 degrees. I'm like,
Yeah.
OMG.
Ready.
What's going on? Come on, quickly.
We have shorts. It's very cool here.
You're the cold.
Oh, that's actually a very good question.
I'm not bothering.
Is anyone in question 4 yet?
No.
Okay, let's be fast, please. Maybe we just focus on this and we don't introduce the Movers theorem today. I want us to really see how applicable the Euler's identity and form are. So maybe we skip the De Movers theorem. Oh, does it mean the jollof rice is part of their food?
Yes. Give us the recipe.
I took a picture of that. I want to remember how to spell it because I want to like try making
I
it.
want to ask, does Miss Esther?
We can send you the recipe.
Yeah. And then we just do it without the spice.
No, you do without spice.
Does Miss Esther knows how to cook?
Well, she's not Nigerian, so she finds this also new. So we introduce her to jollof rice when she goes to Macau.
Yeah,
She's
And why is a big continent? To get to our country, I need to take a 6-hour plane.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like.
Because that's why she was a bit surprised when somebody said, oh, you're from Africa, right? Do you know where Mr. Daniel lives? It's like, oh, you're from Macau, right? Do you know where Karen lives? Come on, it's a big place. It's like asking you, oh, you're from China, right? Oh, do you know where somebody lives?
Do you know where Xi Jinping?
Exactly, like it's a big place.
If it's Macau, it makes more sense.
Alright, let's move on. Yes.
Do you know why it makes sense to ask where?
Yeah.
3A.
You know what makes sense to ask where? Or where Karen lives?
Okay, so basically, what does that square root mean
Just like
to
this,
you?
right?
Are you walking or just... Yes. What does that square root mean to you? Raised to power 1/2. Now, if you... This CIS, raised to power 1/2 doesn't make sense, right? So what form do you go to make your 1/2 be more sensible? That's the polar form.
Oh wait, it's the Euler.
The Euler form. So, which means change it to Euler form and write it as that, then you can take it back.
Oh. Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me see you do that. Then let me know when you finish. Yes? Question? Remember something that I wrote here in green when trying to explain the application? That's one of them. I just used raised to power 100. Now this is raised to power half.
No, sorry, argument is the.
Oopsie. 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 He said oopsie. I'm just singing along. Like a chorus. Yes. Yes, that makes sense. So, Leo, come on. The question never said Z is absolute value of Z. The question says Z is CIS. So that's absolute value of Z does not need to be there. And the rest is correct. Guys, can someone tell me, please? This question says if Z is CIS theta. But it's not the same as this one. Can then somebody tell me what's going on?
Argument is one.
Are you sure? Are you sure we don't have the absolute value?
It's just one.
The absolute value is 1, not the argument. The absolute value is 1. That's what it means. Can somebody give me an example of a complex number with absolute value 1? 1 plus 1 plus I has absolute value of root 2.
1.
1.
Oh yeah.
Another simplest one. I. Or 1 over root 2 plus 1 over root 2I. And with their minuses. So if the absolute value of the complex number is 1, then this is what it looks like. Where the argument is theta. Does it make sense? So you do not put absolute value because I'm not giving you this format. Alright? So you don't have to put absolute value of Z. This is already the Z. No more, no less. Just find the square root of that.
So only square root of
Only square root of that, yes. Okay? Aside from that, every other thing looks perfect. Let's move on. More questions, please ask.
Because I know how from so theta is your argument, right? Just anything above the I. So that means if you can find an exponential for this one. Whatever that is, other than I is your argument. Yeah, that half theta.
Did you get 1, 4, 3, 8?
1, you're not supposed to get a number. This is theta. You're not supposed to get a number.
So you just
I don't have theta.
You can't even express it as when you get to 1. I don't understand. Are you saying the square root of Z is 1?
Yeah, and then
Ow.
whatever's not I is your argument.
So I just like argument.
Why?
So argument. Yeah.
Nobody told you the complex number is 1. The complex number is CIS theta. That's all I said. I never said it is 1. So I'm saying find the square root of that number. Nobody told you the number is 1. And we have just agreed that there are different options. The number could be 1, it could be minus 1, it could be I, it could be minus I, it could be plus or minus 1 over root 2, and plus or minus 1 over root 2I. So that means you have, look at the combinations you can have. about 6 options, no, 8 options of that z. But of course, we don't know what theta is. So there's no way you can get 1. I don't know why you're equating it to 1. It's an expression, it's not an equation. I'm not asking you to solve for z. I'm saying find the square root of that. Do you get my point? I give you, for example, z is equal to 6 times 6. I'm asking you for the square root of z. What do? Just find the square root of this. It's not an equation. It's just, if this one is this, what would this be? It's like telling you, oh, if this water costs $10, how much is half of it? I'm not saying, oh, this one is equal to half. I'm saying, how much is half of this? You just divide the price by 2. It's an expression. Expression has nothing like find the value of the variable. Expression is just, can you break it down further based on the new information? Okay? So a complex number has been expressed by whoever in terms of cos theta plus I sine theta. We don't know what theta is, we don't care. Using your new information, which is the Euler form or polar form or whatever, what does the square root of that complex number look like to you? Regardless of what the value of theta is. That's the point here. Yes, sir.
Can we do some of it together?
Of course. We're going to be leaving in 7 minutes. Do you want us to? Can you stop that? You might kill people's confidence if you keep laughing at every mistake you hear. And I'm sure you wouldn't like that being done to you. We're going to be leaving in the next 7 minutes. Shall we do some together? Which one would you want me to explain? I know some of them you want to go home and try, which I will encourage, particularly those over there. Is there anyone here you have done that you think is confusing you need me to try? Yes, sir.
2b, 3b.
2b, 3b. All right, Mr. 2b, 3b. Okay, so let's look at 2b, 3b. For 2b, all right, should be interesting. Maybe I put it over there because of Leo. Can you change the direction? So let's try 2b together. Well, 2b says the complex number z is 3cis negative pi over 6. We have to express it in Cartesian form and in Euler form. So I've said Roman figure 1 and Roman figure 2 because there are 2 questions. In Cartesian form, it's just for you to express it in terms, of square root of whatever, if applicable. So z equals 3 cos, agree?
Yes.
Plus what?
I.
I sine negative pi over 6. Yes?
Yes.
So z equals 3. Now, cos of this is the same as cos of pi over 6 because cos is what? An even function. Alright? Because cosine is an even function. Pi is 180. So basically, we are talking about cos of 30 degrees. You can just check your calculator, root 3 over 2.
Yes.
Then I sine, now this is sine of minus 30. Definitely the minus comes out from what we know. And sine of 30 is 1 over 2. So this is going to be minus 1 over 2. You can always check your calculator. And with this, we're going to be having 3, we can open the bracket anyway. 3 root 3 over 2 minus 3 over 2i. So that is the Cartesian form. Who got that? Perfect. Then the second part, in Euler form. For Euler form, all you need to do is to recall what we said over there. Okay? So, now in this polar form, this is our absolute value of z. Do you agree?
Yes.
So, I'm going to say from z equals 3 cis negative pi over 6. What is absolute value of z? What is absolute value of z? 3. And what is theta? Negative pi over 6. That's all you need.
Oh.
So the 3 is directly the absolute.
Why is that? Look at this.
Yes.
This same number it has been expressed in this form and has been expressed in this form. So any number before the CIS is the absolute value of the complex number. Does it make sense now?
Yes.
So if you want to express this in Euler form, you go back to the Euler form. Euler form say you can have that e raised to power I theta, right?
Yes.
So what is that? It's going to be 3 exponential what? Minus pi over 6i. That's it. That's all.
When do you keep the negative sign for window?
Because you always keep it when you see it.
Also, it's just when you count.
No, this is not you keeping it. This is just me trying to work out the answer without the use of calculator. But you have a calculator. Well, just check cos this, and you're going to get that.
So you always keep.
You always keep it. You don't discard it. We are saying when you find this, for example, you get negative half. Then you realize that the minus is reflecting here, but the minus does not reflect here. So the reason is the odd and even function property that we talked about. I was only trying to buttress the point. Any other one you need me to look at? We're leaving in about 5 minutes.
3B.
3B. I thought. Oh, okay.
That's 2.
That's good.
Yes.
3B now.
I over 3.
I over cube root, you mean?
Cube roots.
Cube root of z. So basically, this is the same as I divided by 0 raised to power what? 1 over 3. And this will be I 0 raised to power what?
Negative 1 over 3.
If you do not pay attention and you get lost, well, what can we do? Now, what do we know? Our z is equal to CIS theta, right? So that, what is CIS theta in Euler form? Remember, everything here is the same as this, right? Okay. So this is going to be I, right? I'll put the complex number first. What is the complex number? CIS theta raised to power 1/3. Agreed? Yes? And that will be I, yes, E raised to power I theta, no minus, yes, E raised to power I theta, everything raised to power minus 1/3. Is that understood?
Yes.
And this will become, I is still just standing by. This will be what? E negative,
I theta.
there's a number there now. 1 over 3 I theta, the number comes first. Does it make sense? Okay? But we don't have to stop here. What is this in cosine and sine form? What is this? I, yes?
Cosine.
Cosine,
Negative.
negative,
3 theta.
no, 3 theta?
Negative 1 over 2.
1 over 3 theta. Or theta over 3. Then what? Plus I sine negative 1 over 3 theta. But we don't have to stop here. Why? There's an I, right? Talk to me, please. So, open the bracket. What's that? I cos negative theta over 3. I squared, yes? Sine negative theta over 3. So what does this give you now? Remember, in the complex number, the I part is on the other side. So now, this is the real part. This is my imaginary part now. What is I squared? Negative 1. So, my final result will be what? Negative sine negative theta over 3, yes? Plus I cos negative theta over 3. That's it.
So this is the.
That's the simplest way we can do.
Right.
Oh, it said find the argument.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. What's the argument? Actually, we don't need to do all that.
Argument is
We don't need to do all that.
Negative.
Our argument can be extracted from here.
Just negative.
The argument is just negative. We don't even need all this.
Okay.
I don't want to do this.
No. I forgot the instruction.
So it's negative.
So argument is negative theta over 3. That's all.
Yeah.
Remember, I does not affect the argument. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Oh, argument 能找。
I does affect the argument.
How?
Because it's the absolute value.
Look at argument from a plus bi. If you multiply by I, it becomes ia minus b, right?
Yes.
Then iz will be equal to negative b. So if you are finding argument from here, it is arctan of b over a. Argument from here is arctan of what? A minus a over b. Everybody go and check. From this point, what would the argument looks like? It's not this. But you can always check. What is the argument in this case? Do you understand my question?
Yes.
I give you a clue. Okay, maybe not. Take a picture of Mr. Chen and send to the group.
Wait, what?
That's not the argument, so I'm going to erase that.
Okay.
We are close, but not.
So do we have to
Not
go to the
close enough.
thing erasure?
No, you don't need that.
Then
You only need to make sure you have your complex number and extract the angle.
Ethan, what's the weather outside right now?
Have you taken the picture?
17 degrees.
17.
17, not so cold.
But still cold.
so cold. No, I mean it's
No, at least where mine was on the
What?
jacket.
Windy? I said take the picture, you took me.
No, it's with.
It's still a picture.
Well, I love it. So my wife knows I'm working.
就是如果他没有，
Well, she doesn't have my time now. She's having exams this afternoon.
Is she also learning now?
No, she's an accountant.
所以有爱
To be.
3 over 1好吗？有爱就会影响到。
Now we don't know
有
that.
爱就跑出来。根据上面的是这样。
Hopefully, yes.
根据上面的是这样的。
Hopefully to be.
好了，就这样，我管他那么多了哦。好，我爱就但是如果有爱，我就3 over 1。
That doesn't need
负的话不需要
Let's go, let's go.
Are you thinking about it already? Maybe
Yeah,
you
there-
get some food
We're trying to
first.
skip stretching, that's all.
Food. I'm so hungry though. Bye bye.
Let's get food first.
Yes.
That's an interesting question. I love it. I love that question. Very sweet. Nakita is tired of hearing like, what do you mean?
Bye bye.
Okay, bye. Karen, any question? Crystal, question? Karen, question?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Ask now before we go. You don't want to miss stretching on food.
This is so hard.
Everything is hard, Karen. Why do you keep saying that? It's not so hard. It's very sweet, you mean? She is very sweet. Just say it. It's very sweet. Okay, which of this do you need?
I don't know. I just get stuck on everything.
Where are you currently?
B, 2B.
2B. But we've just done it.
Yeah, I know.
So you should be able to figure out A on your own, which you should have done.
Yeah.
Then, if you cannot get 3B, try 3A, and when we come tomorrow, we can look at it together. Then question 4. Question 4 also shouldn't be a problem. You have already done this. This is from what you did, from home.
Yes.
That's all you need for question 4. But then you need to figure out what the squares will be. And the square will be easier because now you can square this. If you square this, just like you put this to power that, these are powers. It's easier to express the power. Okay? This is actually linked to the de Moivre's theorem we'll be looking at next time. You will be able to do higher powers of complex number because you can do them in Euler and polar forms. Okay? Just make attempts, but make sure you try as much as possible before next time.